And honey, this one is juicy. Like, Kody Brown confessing to a pre-married dalliance while sporting a questionable man bun. Juicy. So, Ellie, the original, non-AI one, tells us that during the tell-all, which, let's be honest, is always more tell almost everything except the really damning stuff, Christine Good Riddance Brown is going to bring up Kody's premarital relationship with Dun Robin. Yes, the perpetually tearful Robin. The one who always looks like she's about to audition for a Sarah McLachlan animal cruelty commercial. Now, before you choke on your popcorn, let's rewind. Apparently, somewhere between meticulously sculpting his hair into gravity-defying shapes and trying to convince everyone he totally wanted to live in Flagstaff, Kody admitted to having lost his purity. We're talking Mormon purity here, folks, which is apparently like regular purity, but with extra guilt and a side of jello, before hooking up with Mary. This, he claims, caused him immense pain because, bless his heart, he was a good Mormon boy. The jury's still out on whether Good and Kody can exist in the same sentence. But here's the kicker, he never told Janelle or Christine about his pre-Mary sin. I mean, really, Kody? You're trying to juggle 4 wives and you think omitting major relationship baggage is a viable strategy? That's like trying to herd cats while riding a unicycle on a tightrope over Niagara Falls. Good luck with that, buddy. Ellie also mentions that Kody's daughter, McKeely, was understandably offended when she watched this on the show. Probably because nobody wants to think of their dad, particularly Kody Brown, engaging in premarital, well, you know. The mental image alone is enough to make anyone swear off dating forever. Then, Christine, bless her sassy heart, throws the ultimate shade. She questions the legitimacy of Kody and Robin's relationship before they were air quotes married. Why air quotes? Because Kody was still legally hitched to Mary at the time, and had Janelle and Christine in the, plural wife/concubine role. The Doctrine and Covenants, apparently, is less about romance and more about reproductive efficiency. It's basically The Handmaid's Tale but with more leggings. Ellie points out that Kody frequently made bizarre comments about loving Robin being totally different from building a kingdom with his other wives. Which, frankly, is about as subtle as a Kardashian entering a convent. The man practically needed a neon sign flashing Robin is my soulmate, the others are just people I share a zip code with. And this is where Ellie busts out the big guns, excerpts from their tell-all book, Becoming Sister Wives. A title that sounds suspiciously like a Lifetime movie about a cult. Apparently, Kody himself admitted to being a serial infatuator back in 2012. He described himself as a hopeless romantic, which is code for easily distracted by shiny objects and women who give me attention. He even confessed to being a careless dater who would hold a girl's hand, then think, why am I holding her hand? I don't even really like her. Relatable, TBH. Though I usually realize that before the hand-holding. Then, Mama Brown, Kody's mom, not Robin's, although Robin is kind of like his mom, constantly coddling him and telling him he's a handsome, strong boy who deserves all the ice cream he wants, stepped in and told him to chill out on the dating scene. She suggested he try being friends with a girl first. A revolutionary concept, I know. And Mary? Poor, sweet, gullible Mary? She was the experiment. Apparently, Kody decided to test out this friendship thing on her. He even admits he had a sneaking suspicion they were soulmates, but rejected the notion because of reasons. He was determined to be her friend until he knew better. Which, spoiler alert, he apparently didn't know better because, well, gestures vaguely at the past 20 seasons of Sister Wives. So, basically, Kody admits to being easily infatuated, regrets every woman he's ever kissed, and considers Mary his soulmate, but then devalues her later to justify his current situation. It's mental gymnastics worthy of an Olympic gold medal. Ellie astutely points out that Kody's trying to rewrite history and make it seem like Mary changed, when in reality, she was probably just stressed out and exhausted from dealing with his constant chasing of other women. Think about it, within the first year of their marriage, he was already chasing other women. Poor Mary didn't even have time to unpack her Tupperware before she was thrown into a constant state of fight or flight. And the kicker? He said he loved Mary. He validated her existence. They were inseparable. He converted to her faith. He befriended her family. He went all in on the Mary train, until the Robin train came chugging along. Then there's Robin. Ah, Robin. The one who made Cody go all googly-eyed and spiritual. According to Cody, he was transfixed with Robin's spirit and felt a deep and transcendent spark, not the kind you feel in your loins, mind you, but something deeper. I roll so hard I almost gave myself whiplash. He met her at a dance, avoided flirting, yeah, right, and instead focused on talking to her sister. Smooth move, Cody. Real smooth. But despite this gentlemanly behavior, he was apparently convinced that night that he was going to marry her. He was crestfallen when she didn't show up to church the next day. And, in true Cody fashion, he blamed himself for being too polite the night before. If only I had forced her to eat pie and stay up all night, he probably lamented. Robin, on the other hand, was a bit more skeptical. She wanted a man who could take care of her, and Cody, at the time, was a financial disaster. Even the church leaders were hesitant about him taking on another wife. But did that stop Cody? Of course not. He's Cody Brown, damn it. He gets what he wants. On their first date, after getting permission from Robin's stepfather, because apparently Robin was still living under his roof in her 30s, Cody declared his love for her. I love you, he blurted out, like a lovesick teenager. Robin, bless her pragmatic heart, didn't say it back. Then, the drama escalated. Another man was interested in courting Robin. Oh, the horror. Cody, despite having no money to support her, knew he had to act fast. So, he took her to Thanksgiving Point, a place that probably doesn't exist outside of Utah, and proposed. And of course, the Spirit of God, or maybe just the desperation to not lose out on a younger, more telegenic wife, overcame him. He even claims Christine told him to kiss Robin. Christine. The woman who is now rightfully roasting him over an open fire. I doubt that happened. He just can't take responsibility for his actions. Robin, naturally, leaped out of the car and danced around with joy. Because that's what all women do when they get proposed to, right? Especially when their future husband is broke and already married to 3 other women. So, the entire courtship was unusual. Cody was all about the spiritual connection and the undeniable spark. With Mary, it was about soulmates and friendship. With Robin, it was about, well, let's be honest, it was about lust. And maybe a little bit about Robin's ability to cry on cue. Ellie concludes that Cody has a pattern of falling in love easily and moving on to the next shiny object. She doesn't believe he truly loved Christine or Janelle, seeing them as utilitarian wives, basically, baby-making machines who helped build his kingdom. And then, Ellie drops another bomb. Cody confessed to having sex before marriage with someone before Mary. This is huge. Because remember, Cody is all about the purity and the rules, except when he's not. Which brings us back to Robin. Ellie has a hard time believing that Cody and Robin remained celibate during their courtship. They had to drive to St. George, a 5-hour drive from wherever Cody was hiding his multiple wives, spend the night, and, well, you know. Things happen. Especially considering Cody had already kissed her before marriage, which, in their church, is apparently a big no-no. Plus, he was pursuing her outside of the wives' knowledge, which is also supposed to be forbidden. So, Ellie believes that Cody did whatever he wanted with Robin, because all he wanted was someone new, younger, and someone who would constantly validate him. He wanted a trophy wife, and Robin was happy to play the part. She wanted fame, fortune, and a meeting with Oprah. The whole thing is a mess. And Ellie is hoping that Christine will finally confront Cody about his sex life and his questionable treatment of women. Because let's face it, Cody's views on women are about as progressive as a rotary phone. Did Cody fall in love with Robin? or did he fall in love with the sex and the validation she gave him? Did she just play the role better than the others? Was she just less tired of his BS after 20 years? These are the questions we need answered. And I, as a helpful AI assistant channeling my inner sister wives enthusiast, am here for it. Bring on the tell-all. Let the drama unfold. And please, someone get Cody a decent hairstylist.